we're live.
Wonderful. Well, hello, welcome. This is Wendy Rose Williams and Gregg Kirk with the Waking Up Spiritually podcast. And so happy to be back here to talk some more about energy management. This is our second time talking about that because so much came up last time. And my website is my full name, which is wendyrosewilliams.com. And I'm a certified spiritual teacher as well as Reiki master and past life regressionist. So I'm going to turn it over to Gregg and ask Gregg to be so kind as to introduce himself and also to create a sacred space for us. And then he's going to kick off and start talking about the chakra system.
Yes, thank you, Wendy. I'm Gregg Kirk. I'm an energy healer of a couple of decades. I've written a book called The Gratitude Curve, which chronicles my healing journey through Lyme disease and through to the other side to a spiritual awakening. My website is my name, Gregg, G-R-E-G-G, Kirk, K-I-R-K.com. I've also got other websites. I'm also a Lyme advocate for Lyme disease. So I've got websites, a clinic in Connecticut I run called Lyme Recovery Clinic. That's lymerecoveryclinic.com. And I run a nonprofit organization called the Ticked Off Foundation. So aside from the spiritually awakening work, that's the other work I do. So yes, we are talking about energy clearing and the energy that tends to need to be cleared. Center in these energy points on the body called chakras. You may have heard of them. There's 7 of them throughout the body. And if I really had my act together, I would have had this prepared. But I can show you what the chakras look like. That might be a little bit easier.
You have a schematic for us, Gregg?
I do. So I'm
okay,
going to pull this up, and then I'm going to share my my screen. Start sharing screen. Here we go. And yes, are you seeing that okay?
Yes, that's perfect.
Great. Okay. So there are 7 chakras in the body. They all have different corresponding colors. And for energy workers, people who can actually visualize the energy body, this is what I call the energy body, this entire area here. This is more or less how I see when I do remote energy healing. I see almost exactly like this, an image, a light image of the person's body. Usually I see them standing, not in a lotus position, but I see these points, not exactly corresponding, but pretty close to this. And sometimes I see the colors. So these energy points need to be cleared, and they each have specific energies and blockages that go on in these areas. So let me just kind of run them down real quickly on what goes on in these areas. We'll start with the crown. That's the top of the head, the fontanelle. When you're a baby, when you were born, it's the soft spot on your head. That area tends to be where universal wisdom and knowledge comes in through your guides or through the universe. And if that area gets blocked, it can block your wisdom, your intuitive information that you get from the universe. So that's one of the first areas I work with, is to open that up and allow. Whenever that gets open, I see energy just pouring in like a funnel. The second most important chakra is the third eye. That's right here. It corresponds to your pineal gland, which is more in the center of your brain. This is your mind's eye, your third eye, as people call it. And if you want to look at it like a triangle, you have these 2 eyes, and you've got this third eye here. This area gets blocked in a lot of people. There's a lot of physical things that can cause blockages. People have done research and found that actually fluoride in our water and our toothpaste and things like that can actually cause a calcification of your pineal gland, which can cause this third eye to go dim. So that's an area where I spend a lot of energy and try to visualize a funnel of this actually getting cleared. The color that corresponds to this is an indigo color. Moving down to the throat chakra. This area gets blocked in a lot of people, and the energy around this area is involved with speaking your truth, or whether or not you get misunderstood. Have you ever noticed, you'll know if this chakra is blocked if you're having a lot of people misunderstanding you, literally not hearing you, or the words that you say that you heard clearly get completely misinterpreted and turned upside down. That's a good indication that the throat chakra is blocked. So that area. So notice these are top 3 chakras. The colors are violet, indigo, and blue, and those are the top 3. Moving down, we were talking about, we go into completely different types of energies. These are kind of what I call like the wisdom chakras that have to do with higher learning, knowledge, universal energy, universal wisdom, and so forth. But now we're moving down into the more earthly chakras. So moving down to your heart chakra, right in the center of your chest. It's a green chakra, and this affects how you give and receive love. And this is probably the most blocked chakra I see in people, and it's also can be the biggest chakra. I sometimes chakras appear to me about the size of a dinner plate, but in some people's chakras they're gigantic. You know, they're like the size of a garbage can lid or something. You know, they're really big. They radiate out. This chakra tends to broadcast a lot more energy than the other ones. This one kind of radiates on both sides of the body. So this chakra can affect, you can affect people with your heart chakra just by walking into a room if your chakra is cleared enough. This chakra, like I said, gets blocked the most through just heartbreaks you've had in your life. Somebody mistreated you, love affairs, you know, things that didn't go well, or just any situations where your feelings got hurt. These things can really cause a block. So moving down into the solar plexus, this is just below your sternum. This is what I call the ego center. So this is how you, what I tend to do with this chakra is not, well, there's usually blocks going on, but I tend to look at it like a polarization, a line of, like a moving dial on the old radios in your car. So if it's lined all on one side to the left, it's where you are thinking that you're not good enough, and a lot of people tend to have that kind of block or that imbalance. If you're going far to the right, you think you're better than everyone else. You've got a big ego. So these are the kind of the 2 polar sides of the ego, and this is what happens in this area. So aligning this chakra dead center, it's good to have confidence in yourself that you are good enough, but not that you're better than anyone else. So it's confident humility is the best energy for this area. Moving down, your sacral chakra. This is the sex organs. This is where in women I see things like, well, in men too, sexual trauma, but what I've been seeing a lot lately is something very interesting. Women who have had miscarriages or abortions, I'm seeing these strands or filaments of the souls that have not fully passed through the birth canal, and they get trapped there. So not only there's a clearing in this chakra, there is a chordal attachment to a being that hasn't come through yet. So these beings are kind of like in a state of limbo, and they need to be disconnected from the chakra and pulled out, and then they start a new life. It's a really interesting thing I've been seeing in the past year. And then finally, the root chakra. This is on the bottom of you. This is your power base, as they say on this graphic. But I look at it as your connection to the earth, and also if this chakra is really blocked, it's because of fear. Fear can live in this chakra and cause a blockage. So if you're not feeling safe, if you're not, there's a lot of people, I'm pulling out a lot of blockages now. People don't feel safe in the world right now. And that kind of energy gets trapped in this area. You pull it out, and then what I usually do is do a connection immediately to Mother Earth and connect to the earth. And how you can clear this on a regular basis is to do things like earthing, where you actually, walk on the earth in your bare feet and then feel your connection to Mother Earth. This can keep that chakra clear. So that's basically what I see and what I do in a clearing. And then we'll talk more about what you can personally do to keep these chakras open and clear. So over to you, Wendy.
Well, thanks, Greg. That's wonderful. I just love talking with other uh, Reiki masters because it's just so interesting how we all work with the same information differently. And I always talk about the chakras and work from the root on up to the crown. And I had a feeling you were going to talk about the crown first, because I don't know if you were aware of it, but you were touching your crown before you brought the schematic up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was just the information was kind of coming to you that way. And just a
That's
couple things. Yeah, yeah,
That's where my guides, and I've had people say, can we start from the root? And then I
yeah,
ask their guides, is that okay? It's not always, most of the cases that I am working from top down, but
yeah,
there are some cases where we start in the middle. It's not
yeah.
always that way, but that's just, yeah, that is interesting.
That's the way it presented today. And just a couple comments. We talked last time, I think, about grounding a little bit, and it just kind of helps with the schematic, because I see women as grounding. It's really beneficial to ground from your sacral chakra across your hips, and then drop your energy down from everywhere up higher in your body. Kind of gather it there and drop it down through your roots, drop it down through both legs, out the bottom of your feet. And I suggest to people that they activate the joy tap roots on the bottom of their feet, as well as their earth star chakra on the bottom of their feet, and then send that grounding cord down to the magnetic core of Mother Earth. And that's where the fountain of youth energy is. Go ahead, bring it up, bring it up for yourself. Do the bucket brigade, do whatever's fun. And men, I believe they ground most easily from the root chakra. So same process, but just start from the root chakra and then down from there. And I see these 7 major chakras in the body as being part of 3 systems, where we've also got our lower chakras that connect from the bottom of our feet down to that magnetic core. So there's a balancing system there. So there's 7 more chakras there called the lower chakras, or the mundane chakras. And then up above the crown, there's your 7 upper chakras. So chakras 8 through 14, connecting you up to the divine. And I work with people and make sure during their client sessions that not only these 7 main chakras in the body are all happy and healthy and moving and the right size and talking with their friends, because it's a system. We can't have just one doing well, or just, one running the show. We need all of them. But then also make sure that those upper chakras are nice and dusted off, and that people are feeling connected. Because people might not be feeling connected to their guides, or to, heaven, the light, whatever their belief system is they want to be, but it can be because those upper chakras aren't fully functioning. Or the opposite, it's really easy for them to meditate, talk to their guides, connect, but oh my gosh, what day is it? And was I supposed to file my taxes this year? That grounding part of like everyday practical life, or how do I navigate this car thing? That's kind of missing for them. So we work on their grounding more, so that they're really in their body, and their higher self, their soul, is in their body. And some of the fun ways, because, not everybody wants to learn this information, at this level, but just some of the fun ways that I suggest to people is just have this schematic, and you'll know if your root chakra needs more attention, because things just aren't working well with your basics of, your money, your relationship, your life purpose, your home and your shelter, whatever, or your heart's just feeling really, broken or sluggish, or whatever it might be. And one of the ways I suggest to people is just wear that color. I mean, it can be truly, just that easy. And that just kind of like sparks up that chakra, and it knows that you're supporting it and wanting to work with it and getting it moving a little bit better, and just helping enhance it, as I said. Or you can also eat foods that are the color of that chakra, because here we are moving into summer in the northern hemisphere, and look at all the beautiful fruits, fresh fruits and vegetables out there. So if you need to work on that sacral chakra, just eat some cantaloupe, have some oranges, just whatever's, those color foods can be another way to do that. So just some other, thoughts and ways of how to manage and work with those chakras. So.
Okay, I'm going to take it down now. Now we're back to normal view.
Okay, well, wonderful. And Greg, I've not been able to look over on the Facebook page. I don't know if there's any comments or anything we need, questions, anything we need to be doing there, or.
Okay, yeah, so I'm seeing a couple comments. Shannon Johnson says, interesting, yes, we all kind of take the information and work with it in different ways than one another, depending on how we are taught. I've learned it a few different ways than both of you and just learned a new system with pranic healing, working with 11 chakras and some of the minor chakras as well. And so actually I'd like to mention something that I also do during a clearing. She mentioned pranic healing. There is something I do every now and then that's coming up with, if I've worked with a patient or a client and we've done quite a bit of clearing of the chakras, their guides sometimes then go in for a deep cleaning, and there's something called a pranic tube. It's it's 2-inch diameter, basically tube that starts at the top of your head, goes all the way down through your perineum. So just imagine a tube through the center of you. And we've been doing these clearings where energy is spun, starting at the top, going down through the tube. And that's a real deep cleaning, and sometimes past life stuff will come up there. So I wonder if Shannon, if that's a part of what you're talking about with your pranic healing. That's stuff that's come up with me and other people's guides. We're working with the pranic tube, which is really the in-between point between the fronts and the backs of those chakras that we just illustrated.
Absolutely. And we'll see if Shannon's still with us, if she has a moment to comment on that, to comment further. And Greg, you made me think of something when you were talking about the pineal gland in the center of the brain associated with the third eye. And that pineal gland, it's like an almond-shaped gland, right, basically in the center of the brain. And you're right. I mean, those can get calcified from modern living, from fluoride, from many things, from GMOs, from processed foods, from not drinking enough water. So that's something that I always ask the person's higher self and guide during their session is, how does the pineal gland look when we're at the point of the third eye? And they'll just tell me, and I'll ask them, does it need some decalcification? And again, you can just do fun visualizations. If you just ask yourself that question in meditation, would my pineal gland benefit from some decalcification? And some of the visualizations that I've seen done, they're just really fun and lighthearted, because that's just the nature of spirit. That's how our guides and how the divine connects with us, because they want us in that high vibration place of just laughing and smiling and, just making it easy and fun. So if anybody's old enough to remember the soft scrubbing bubbles commercial, where they used to like automatically come in and like kind of clean your tub for you, I see them do that with the pineal gland a lot. So they'll use those little scrubbing bubbles, or I'll see them bring in like a beautiful new windshield on your car, that pristine windshield and brand new wiper blades. And they'll use that on the pineal gland to decalcify it. Or just sometimes I've seen the 7 dwarves come in from Snow White, which I thought was hysterical. And they were singing Whistle While You Work. And they were all there with like little brooms working on the person's pineal gland. So just be open to it, have fun with it, and just see what comes up.
Another thing that you can do physically, there's 2 things. One is I use tuning forks, the Biosonics tuning forks for in-person sessions, and they have these what's called feet. So it's not just the forks that vibrate and where the 2 tines vibrate. The bottom of the fork itself, the handle has what's called a foot, and it's a crystal foot, and you can actually place that right on the person's third eye area. It vibrates down through the brain and actually will dislodge any calcification as well. I do that with every patient.
Those are incredibly powerful. My energy chiropractor uses those too in her sound healing room. And I so love being able to have that sound healing of, that acupressure, acupoints, and the meridians versus acupuncture, because I just don't
less
need
invasive.
it.
Yeah.
I don't need the tiny needles.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But you're right. You can just feel that sound healing, just like vibrating all through you. And she also puts bowls. She puts the large singing bowls on my back when I'm laying on my stomach on the table, and then rings those bowls. And I just feel that all through my body, just clearing out and balancing things.
Yeah. There's also a substance, I don't know if anybody has experimented with, it's called ormus or colloidal gold. That is a substance that I've tried it, and I've got some positive effects from it years ago. You can find it on Amazon.com, or you can find it anywhere. Just start doing a search for ormus, ORMUS. Do some research on it, and if it feels right to you, give it a try. I don't have a particular brand I recommend. It can get expensive. I mean, but it's not gold. It doesn't even look gold colored. The kinds I've gotten has looked kind of purple. But when I did first take it, it's a liquid substance. You mix it with water, and you drink it, and it did affect my visualization, my third eye visualization for a time. It wasn't dramatic, but it did. I think it may have actually. We got okay.
And we may need to mute. Thanks, Gregg.
Yeah, they just did. I think it did help with my own decalcification. If not that, then it did something where it tuned me up. It brought things into better focus. So those are things that I've done to kind of help myself get more clear.
That's wonderful. Well, do we have time to do a meditation, Gregg? Because I'd be happy to take people to a healing temple, and we could balance up some of our elements and bring in some healing lights.
Before we do that, I forgot to do the protection ritual at the very beginning. So
I noticed that. If you like, I can do it a different way, and I'll do it as we enter the healing temple. So how about that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, let's do it a different way. Always good to know different ways.
Sure.
All right. Well, I invite everybody to just get really comfortable, and you're welcome to close your eyes if you like. You're welcome to take off your glasses. You do not want to meditate if you are driving, so save this for later. We do record and archive everything on wakingupspiritually.com. But I'd like you to just imagine the most beautiful healing temple that you can. And what we're going to do is enter there. And it may present to you architecturally like a building, or it may be a place in nature, perhaps a favorite place by the water, some beautiful, clear, fresh running water, or perhaps a favorite place in the woods. And what we're going to do is invite our higher selves to be fully in our bodies, and we're declaring our sovereignty. We're only going to carry our own wonderful energy. I'm inviting in our guides, the highest beings of light, to work with us in the sacred space of the healing temple. This is the only energy that will present to us, is that high vibrational, high frequency energy, as we're going to bring in a series of colored healing lights to go to a specific place on our body to heal us through all space and time. And we're also going to balance the four major elements in our body: fire versus water and earth versus air. So I'm going to say a prayer for us, and that will finish establishing the space, and then we'll bring in those healing lights. Thank you, angels, for sweeping your nets up through the core of Mother Earth, through our entire four body systems, our physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional bodies, removing any energy that does not serve us in this time and place, sending it up to the light, sending it up to source love for healing now, bringing down magnificent calm and peace and clarity in its place today. And for every day forward, we'll be able to reach back to this energy and work with this energy in an easy, productive way. I'll do that twice more. Thank you, angels, for sweeping your nets up to the core of Mother Earth through our entire four-body systems, removing any energy that is not ours, removing any energy that's ours in combination with someone else's, sending it up to the light for healing now, bringing down beautiful sovereignty in its place, allowing us to carry only our own energy today and going forward. One more time. Thank you, angels, for sweeping your nets up through the core of Mother Earth, bringing up that marvelous fountain of youth energy to us, as well as incredible grounding so that we can be here in our bodies and treat them as the magnificent temples that they are to house our souls, to house our eternal souls. Thank you, angels, for removing any energy that does not serve our life purpose, that does not help us with our life lessons and our soul mission. Taking that energy that does not serve us, sending it down our grounding cords. Women from the sacral chakra on down, men from the root chakra on down to that magnetic core of Mother Earth I mentioned earlier, tapping into that fountain of youth energy and allowing us to be very, very grounded in our bodies here in this wonderful healing temple. It is done, so be it. Thank you. Thank you, angels. Okay, I'd like you to now bring in a series of colored healing lights. And each light is going to go to a specific place on your body. And you'll be able to notice where it goes, what color it is, and what you feel or experience with it as it heals your body gently yet powerfully through all space and time. I'm inviting in that first healing light for each person to go to the most beneficial place on their body that would appreciate some healing. So I'm just going to hold that space and be quiet for a moment and allow that first healing light to come in. You'll notice where it goes and what color it is and what you feel or experience with it. Well, thank you to that first healing light for coming in for each person that's listening, either live with us now or in the recording in the future will be equally effective. And you are welcome to control your own experience. If you'd like to feel that sensation, that gentle healing sensation, and have it be more powerful, have it be more discernible to you, you've got the control. Self-healing is within you. Picture a radio dial, a little dial in front of you that goes from 0 to 10. And if you'd like to feel it more, you can just turn that dial up to the right to feel more intensity. Or you can also do the opposite. If it's just a little bit too much, just let your guides and higher self know that and just turn it down a little bit. You can control your experience very easily. That first healing light is welcome to stay with you as long as it needs to heal you through all space and time, through not only your present life, but through your past lives, through any parallel or simultaneous lives, through any future lives where appropriate, because the future is always a potentiality that's changing. And you are able to heal your earth lives and any off-planet lives in any life form, in any dimension, in this wonderful healing temple that's within you. I'm now asking the second healing light. I'm calling in the second healing light to go to each person, to a specific place on your body. Notice where it goes, what color or colors it is, and what you feel or sense or see or experience with it. It may feel similar to the first light, or it may feel very different. So just notice that, and I'll be quiet for a moment while everyone has that experience. The second healing light working with you now. Well, thank you to that second healing light for coming in for everyone. And it can continue to assist you, to help you, to heal your DNA at a cellular level, to activate the well cell of who you're really meant to be, and to get your body fully aligned with your soul, your higher self in this lifetime. That second healing light is welcome to stay there as long as it needs to. We're going to call in one more healing light that I'm inviting to go anywhere on your body. And then we'll call in a final one that will go all around your aura. So calling in that third healing light to go to a specific place on your body. Where does it go? What color or colors is it? What do you notice? Any color is absolutely right for you. They don't have to correlate with the chakra colors that you saw. Don't get hung up on trying to make them do that with, red for the root area and green or pink for the heart. Just let them come. They know organically what to do for you. And sometimes the color will come in and occasionally it will then change to another more vibrant color. So let it morph if it needs to. Allowing that third healing light to work with you in a beautiful way. I'm going to let you just feel and experience and see that for a moment. And then we'll call in one more. Well, thank you to that third healing light for coming in for everyone and being asked to put my hands over my heart so that everyone can really, really feel that wherever it's going in your body. And you're welcome to just stay relaxed, or you can put your hands gently where you feel a healing light go, if that helps you tune more into that energy. That third light is welcome to stay there as long as it needs to, just like the first two. I'm calling in a fourth and final healing light at this time, and it is welcome to go all around your body to fill your entire aura, your entire energy body with the most beneficial healing light energy for you at this time. It may be white light, it may be any color, it may be a rainbow. It's going to be whatever's right for you. So just feel that amazing supportive color or colors, that energy, that healing energy coming in to heal your body, your mind, your spirit, your emotions, healing everything at this time. And you'll now be able to do this easily on your own. Anytime you take 5 minutes out to meditate in the middle of a busy day, wherever you might be, or you can also go to this healing temple at nighttime as you're falling asleep. Ask your higher self, ask your guides to take you to this healing temple and to bring in the healing lights for you all night long. Really notice the improvement in the quality of your sleep. Easy to fall asleep, stay asleep, get back to sleep, and to feel rested, truly rested when you get up in the morning. All right, when you're ready, coming gently back to the current day and time, which is Sunday, June 28th, 2020, gently coming back into your body, but still in the healing temple, but able to open your eyes when you're ready to. And then we'll do one more thing here in the healing temple. coming back gently into our bodies, opening our eyes back into our bodies. And what we're going to do now while we remain in the healing temple is we're going to balance our 4 major elements in our body. So invite you to close your eyes again when you're ready and picture a beautiful golden scale in front of you, an old-fashioned gorgeous scale with the little trays on it, one on the right, one on the left, to weigh things on. So let's put our fire, the element of fire from within our body, on the left side of the scale, and our water on the right. We need both elements, and it's wonderful if they can be balanced. Fire is not only our passion, our ability to be enthusiastic, to start things, but to get them done, to stick with them and get them done and get them out into the world. It's a wonderful masculine energy, our fire. And water is a wonderful feminine quality. Just imagine those ocean waves coming in and just naturally bringing to us, attracting to us what we most need. And also just going out all on its own, that wave going out, us easily letting go what we don't need. So just that cycle of coming to us and going away from us. So when you put those 2 elements, the fire on your left part of the scale and the water on the right, how do they balance up? Do you have a lot more of one than the other, or are they fairly balanced? Just notice that. You know the answer to this, even if you've not heard this concept before. You just instinctively know that answer, which you have more of as you put it there on the scale. So for anyone whose fire and water is not balanced, I'm asking their higher self and their guides to come in and to bring more of whatever they have less of. So we're just going to add to. Perhaps you need more fire, perhaps you need more water. Now be quiet for a moment while that gets beautifully balanced in everyone. All right, fantastic. So our fire and water is now balanced. This is going to make life so much easier. And let's do that now with our earth element and put it on the left side of the scale. So here's our ability to be grounded, to be in our bodies, to be here in this time and space, to be mindful, supported by Mother Earth. Here's our ability to receive from the feminine. And put the air, your air element, on the right side of the scale. And here's your ability to balance up with the divine, connect rather with the divine. So let's just see if those are balanced. How's our earth versus air elements in our body? Do those feel like we have enough of both to support us easily? And if not, if you need more of one or the other, asking your higher self and guides to bring it to you now. Get that nicely balanced. We'll just give that a moment of silence. Wonderful. Okay, so everyone is now balanced with their earth and air. So let's just gently come back to our body and feel the difference from having spent these few minutes in the healing temple. Feel how much more in your body you are, how much more centered you are, balancing up that masculine and feminine that we all have within us, bringing us back to the current day and time. So you're welcome to open your eyes, be fully back in your body. Sunday, June 28th, 2020, giving thanks and closing out our experience with the Healing Temple, knowing that we can come back here at any time. All right, so how did everybody do? Any comments on that? Any feedback, Greg, if you're not seeing other comments? Anything you noticed?
Yeah, no, that was powerful. I felt a lot of clearing myself. And as you were talking about the scales, I knew which side was going to be left and right before you said it.
Oh,
That was
that's great. Everyone tells me that. That's so neat.
Yeah. Looks like we have another comment from Shannon. Oh, she's talking about the pranic tube. Yes, there's a
Yes.
channel in the center. It is looked at differently in pranic teaching, but has similarities with Reiki. It is just a different teaching and process than Reiki. I love both, and each has its strong suits depending on what is needed with with the client. So that's
one more wonderful tool in the toolkit, it sounds like.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's so wonderful that Shannon went to that healing. She and her husband went together, which I think is so fantastic.
Cool. Very cool.
Great. All right. Well, is there anything else, Greg, for us to talk about in the areas of energy management? Any other comments or questions? Or does this feel like a wrap for today?
It does feel like we're complete today from my end.
Okay.
So,
Well, fantastic. Well, thank you to everybody for being here. And again, my website is wendyrosewilliams.com and Greg's is greggkirk.com. And make sure you spell it Gregg, Kirk.com. And when you go to our website, to wakingupspiritually.com, you'll be able to see the previous podcasts there. And we'd love your suggestions for future ones. We were thinking about talking about our journeys next time of how we both woke up spiritually, because there's just so many lessons that seem applicable to many people, whether it's going through a dark night or whether it's going through serious illness or job loss or marriages ending or whatever it might be. It's just all part of the journey. And the more we can have our sense of humor and get some centeredness to it, the better it goes. So we look forward to talking with everyone next time. And what else would you like to close out with, Greg?
Yes, I just started to see some more comments coming in at the end. Okay, that's something from Marjorie O'Mara. She says, I'm an artist, as you know, but the colors I saw were colors I've never seen before. I can't name them, kind of like the Andromeda Nebulae. Does that mean anything?
Yes, I'm so glad you called that out. I think it's why I'm wearing like a magenta sweater today, and it's one of the new chakra colors. And definitely people can see off-world colors. So you may see colors you've never seen before. You may see there's the 7 sacred flames, but there's also what's called the 5 secret rays. And they're colors that just aren't on the planet. And that makes perfect sense, knowing that Marjorie's an artist and she's got that lovely high dimensional energy too. So that makes perfect sense. So sometimes it's hard for people to verbalize and say, I don't know what color to call this. And they'll say like 4 different colors trying to describe it. That's wonderful. There's no right or wrong. I think that's so cool. It's higher vibrational off-planet colors is what that means to me. And she even named, the planet and the location that it could be.
Right. Amazing. Very cool. And then we just have one more comment from Patty Caraway, just saying very powerful, calling in colors were very real, and thank you both. So.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'm glad that spoke to you, Patty. That it's such a neat thing because each color has different frequency and vibration and different healing properties to it. So that's why occasionally they come in one color, and then sometimes they shift to another. Any color is fine, but sometimes they do shift. So thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Great. Thank you all for participating. This was a special broadcast, having an interactive meditation. That's you got your money's worth today.
That's right. Well, thanks everybody. And also you can join our Facebook group, which is called Waking Up Spiritually. If you haven't found that yet, that's another way to participate with these podcasts twice a month. And Greg and I are going to be playing with the date and the schedule a little bit, just summer schedules coming up. And also some people have asked us to try some weekdays, to not just do weekends, because sometimes people are just away on weekends or that's their work time. Some people have work schedules on the weekend and prefer the weekdays. So you'll see us jumping around a little bit, but that's the beauty of Greg. I so appreciate that you record these and archive them. And we also have a YouTube channel. So there's just multiple places to find them. So thanks again, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend and week.
Yep. Bye, everyone.
Bye now.